Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a writer. I am a speaker. I'm a coach. I'm everything that has to do with women over 50. My goal for you is that you live your best life right now. I am so happy to have with me today my friend Carmen Ray. She is not just a friend, but she is also a colleague. Welcome, Carmen.
I'm excited to be sharing this time with you, Cheryl. Hello, hello, hello.
I'm sure a lot of you know who Carmen is, and I will formally introduce her in just a minute, but I want to share our quote for today because it has a lot to do with what we will be talking about, and that is collaboration. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Wow.
And that's what collaboration is all about, together. So Carmen, welcome today. Carmen is what we call a business mastery coach. And that is because Carmen has helped so many women achieve their dream of entrepreneurship through several vehicles. I met Carmen through her Be Well community, which is Be Well Connected, Be Well Informed, and Be Well Inspired. And so, Carmen, tell us a little bit about your community and about this thing we call collaboration.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me just start with sharing the fact that what caused me to this work of why I want women entrepreneurs to be well connected, be well informed, and be well inspired. Because as a 30-year plus entrepreneur, sometimes we just need to be. We will find ourselves, Cheryl, in this place of just doing,
Yeah.
and comparing. We just trying to get to that next level in business. So as I was thinking, praying, and meditating on my business transition, when I moved from my familiar place of Wisconsin to Arizona in 2014, I had a group of women in Milwaukee that was so my sister circle. Like that was my go-to place. That was my place of familiarity. And then here I come to Arizona, start life all over. I don't have relationships and those connections.
Right.
The intent of the business initially was just to be able to make sure that I'm keeping those Milwaukee relationships, but I'm also connecting them with the powerful network that I started to cultivate here in Arizona. So that's how I branded the business, to be well connected, to be well informed, because another part of our journey as women entrepreneurs, we can suffer from information overload.
Yeah.
You can't have 10 coaches. You can't have you can have 10 coaches, just not all at once. So you really have to identify a community that you want to nurture and be a part of. And then if you just can't find it, create your own. And that's what I did. So that's how I wanted to make sure that we're not just gathering information, but we're able to be well informed by women like yourself, who've been vetted, who is walking the walk, who has the evidence of success. And then the other pillar is to be well inspired. And here's how Be Well Inspired came about, because it is a daily task to stay inspired as an entrepreneur. You need to have daily rituals, daily practices, because it's not unfamiliar for you to lose your way. You know, when things start getting rough, you're like, hey, I can't do this. Let me just go get a job and be done with it. And so that's how the Be Well community came about. We are an online community where people come and be connected as they're able. And then during the pandemic, it was downloaded to me to have a bigger vision for my magazine. At the minute I started seeing the potential of the magazine and got still during the pandemic to pray about it, that's when God blessed me with the most phenomenal contributors, the graphic design person. I remember marketing team, and then our editor-in-chief, where I could really be in my rightful place as a business mastery coach and just have the vision. And then all of the people came. So that's kind of the two main ways that we connect with people. A third area that we really use is our Be Well retreats. That's one of the things that connected us. And then with the retreats, those slowed down tremendously during the pandemic, but now we are preparing to launch our online retreat in October, and then back to our physical retreat in January here in Arizona.
Yeah, and I'm excited for you. You can tell us more about that before we close down the podcast. Now, Carmen, you and I met at an event that I was actually putting on, and that was one of the greatest introductions for me, and not just the 50-something community, just for me personally. And I was able to do a couple of events with the Be Well community. But the thing for you, those of you who have not had the opportunity to get to know Carmen, she is truly a master connector. She has connected me with so many people who have helped me, not just in my business, but it just helped me in so many other ways. Right now, I am working with a friend that she referred to me, getting her book published. And then she referred another person to me. We published her book last year, and getting ready to publish a second book for her. And this is because of connections. That's just a few of the connections. So, Carmen, talk to people about the importance as women, especially as women entrepreneurs, for us to help each other. Again, if you go alone, you can go fast. If you go together, you can get much further. So talk to us about that.
Oh my goodness, yes, Cheryl. So this is where I'm thinking. This is just my wheelhouse. Like really, I love connecting people because I always see people beyond their current circumstances. Like, hey, you know, yes, you could do that, but imagine if you open up your services to others. And so that is my gift. And I was just trying to think, where did that come from? Like, I just see so much potential in women entrepreneurs. And my mother always shares this story how in all of my younger grades, kindergarten, first and second, she would underlining tone about from feedback about my progress in class. The teachers would say she definitely could do the work, but here's where she falls behind. Before she does her work, she goes desk to desk and helps other people to do their. And my mother shared that, and the teachers would say, we know she could do it, but her sitting and doing her own work, she helps others. So here's what has been revealed to me. What has been revealed to me is that, for one, I have been born with this mindset. Some of us got to work and study to get that, but I never think for one second that for somebody else to shine is going to dull my brightness. Like, I'm clear of who I am and what my purpose is. Like, I find pleasure in connecting people and showcasing their gifts, right? And so what I have really learned to do with that gift is to be able to let people create spaces for people to shine. So that's in the Be Well magazine, bringing
Right.
together, making sure that people, just have that platform and
Mhm.
are really looking good and showcasing everything that we are. So that's kind of my approach to the work.
And I can pick up my phone a lot of times, and it's a text from Carmen. Just think, if you just add this to your car,
Yes.
you have given me so many ideas, and it just comes from your heart, and it really is about this is how my business can grow and improve, and it's never about you. And I love that. And so for those of you who are not connected with Be Well, get connected because you will definitely be connected, informed, and inspired. So we're talking about this magazine, and I happen to be a proud contributor in that magazine. I was just reading my story again from this month's issue. So talk to the ladies about the Be Well magazine, and first what it's about, and then how they can get it, and participate in advertising or whatever they can do that will help them by being a part of the magazine.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for being a contributor and just a real cornerstone and a safe place for me to grow and be creative in my business. In addition to you being a contributor in the magazine, you've been keynote speaker for my events. You've been a sponsor of my events, and so that's what we're talking about, ladies. When you come across this podcast, think about I'm going to talk about the magazine, but first I want to talk about Cheryl's podcast. I'm a consumer of podcasts and YouTube. Like that's my go-to place. It is truly like YouTube University
Mhm.
for me. And so I was looking for women. I appreciate the young women, showcasing all their lifestyle. But as I approach 60 next month, I want to see women that look like me, women who have had their children, but they're still ready to reinvent themselves in their business. They're ready to take their business to the next level. So when I seen a podcast, I was like, Cheryl got a powerful message. I want her to podcast, or I want her to do like her YouTube, so that have that as a place to go, because I know you do phenomenal work, and I know you have a network. And so that is part of how Be Well magazine came out. When I think about in my younger years as an entrepreneur, I had a complete relationship with my Essence magazine. When
Mhm.
that Essence magazine came to my door, I subscribed. I would light candles, maybe pour up a little wine, and I literally would have a relationship with that magazine. I got to know Susan Taylor. I was inspired by those women. And so as I started doing my research, of course, I started finding all this information
Mhm.
about magazines don't sell, they're not profitable, everybody is online, blah, 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 blah. And so I was very lukewarm about it. It was just a passion project for me. But then as I continued to work with Michael DeMond and Crystal Thompson, and how the contributors just start coming, and then my whole vision started manifesting for the magazine. So here's what I want you guys to know. This is much more than just a magazine. It's a place with women who are on the path of entrepreneurship with
Mhm.
you. They're sharing things, tools, strategies. This is a whole community for you to connect with. See, sometimes everybody can't make it to my retreats, but when you get that magazine, that's a part of you. We want to hear from our readers.
Mhm.
So the magazine is truly just a coming together for a group of women who are entrepreneurs and men and women that support women entrepreneurs. So many men like your husband, your son, my sons that's in the background supporting us,
Right.
cheering us on, right? So yes, it's directed to women, but it's for anybody that knows the heart of a woman entrepreneur and they really want to support her. So
And that is the most important part about being successful as an
yeah,
entrepreneur, because as you said, every day you have to be re-inspired to go out there. And the way I look at business, and it's always been that way for me, every day I wake up at zero.
Yes, yes.
It's every day. So you have to think of something every day that will move you to earning something in your business, because every day you wake up at zero. Now, ways that you could avoid that is to have those reoccurring courses and stuff like that that's happening in the background. But the typical entrepreneur is waking up every day looking for ways to increase their income and earn money, because business is about that.
Yes.
And so when you have a vehicle to inspire, either through like a magazine or through a podcast, it's truly helping women. Now, you help women in other ways too, and that's those who are looking for a vehicle to be an entrepreneur to earn extra money. Tell us about your Plannet marketing, and you happen to be a one-star director there, which means that you are moving up in leadership in that company. So talk about how women can work with you who have a desire to have their own business.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing me to share. I have been with Plannet Marketing for 6 years, and now I have moved up since the last time we talked to a 1.5 star director.
Good, very good.
Means that I and my team have assisted over 150 entrepreneurs in over 24 different states.
Oh, good.
And Cheryl just brought up something really, really important, and something that I learned 6 years ago. We really do start off, most of us, at zero. When I was hosting my events, when that event was over and I paid everybody out, either I had zero profit, and sometimes I could have even lost a little money if I didn't have the right sponsorship and vendors and things like that in place. But here at Plannet Marketing, it gives us access to own our own travel business from home. That is one of the most amazing things, because now, as a one-star director, the company is designed where it guarantees me a minimum of $1,000 every month. So,
Wow.
and when that new month sets up, I'm already positioned to start my month off with $1,000. But this is for work that I did back in 2016 when I
Uh-huh.
first started the business. So yes, travel is an $8 trillion industry, but more importantly, it's about me staying true to who I am, and I'm a connector, right? I am a master connector. So what Plannet Marketing allows me to do is give women that opportunity to nurture their entrepreneurial rights. They get a chance to leverage, if they're an accountant, if they're a coach, if they're an event planner. I can just show them how to add this business seamlessly into
Mhm.
business model, and they can just work it, and then they're going to meet some amazing people. I'm going to show you how to host your own retreats, and so
Uh-huh.
you can have that additional income and really be able to take your business to the next level.
And I know that I know a lot of the women who are part. I'm a part of the Plannet. I'm just not really active,
Yes, yes, yes.
and a lot of that has to do with my plate is like full. But I
Mhm.
do know that you have helped a lot of the women who are a part of the 50 something community start businesses in Plannet. And from what I'm seeing from their own growth, many of them are doing pretty well working with that program and that system. So, Carmen, as a connector and as a collaborator, I know that you have been thinking about writing a book
Yes.
that talks about collaboration. So, what would you say would be two or three things that, for those women who don't really understand what it means to collaborate, give us two or three tips on how we can improve our own selves as collaborators, or help other women in their own endeavors?
Oh yes, I'd love to. Let's give you three tips here. There's
Okay.
seven. several that I'm going to be writing my book with. Cheryl is going to be helping me, and there will be chapter after chapter of me giving you examples of why collaboration is so important. But here's 3 takeaways. One is you got to be purposeful. When you seek out to really collaborate and have strategic partnerships, be unapologetic and clear about why. There is a lot of women in my network, but there's very few women in my circle.
Mm-hmm.
There is one of the women that's in my circle, right? There's purpose in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Doing something that I really want to do. She gives me positive feedback. She supports. So I have a purpose. I'm just not like randomly looking for strangers and people I
Mm-hmm.
haven't vetted or know if they're going to really come and try to compete with me in a
Right.
healthy way. If they're trying to just take and remanufacture my ideas, like you got to have a safe place, ladies, to share your entrepreneurial insights. Okay. And then the other thing is be intentional and transparent. She's
Mm-hmm.
crystal clear that I am here to build relationships and partnerships. Yes, you heard her say, I'm not really actively working my Plannet or my teletravel business right now, but she is invested in me getting to the next level, right? So even though we haven't put pen to paper on how she's going to be able to utilize this, but she believed in me enough to say, Carmen, I got you. I'm going to support you in this until the time and come for
Mm-hmm.
her to be able to directly financially benefit from it. So be intentional, be transparent. And I just tell people, look, this is my retirement plan. I don't have the support of a spouse. I don't have
Uh-huh.
support of a working a corporate job and having all that retirement money stored up.
Right.
Is what it is, and Planet Marketing is my retirement plan. Yes, I do the magazine. Yes, I do Be Well, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this is my guaranteed bread
Uh-huh.
here. And then the third thing would be to be open to unforeseen possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what may evolve. Like you may go into a relationship thinking that this is how we can connect, but you never know how the universe is conspiring to
Mm-hmm.
even more than that. So I
Right.
say just yes, have a strategy, but be open to just unforeseen possibilities. So those would be my 3 tips.
Oh, those are great, great tips. And it's so true that when we help each other, like Carmen mentioned, she texted me, I need to get to this next level. And if you do this, because I can see where it will help you down the line, it will
Yeah.
help me to do it. And it was a no brainer that I would help her do that. Just like the minute she heard I was starting a publishing company, she's telling people to come and help me. So, ladies, if you're out there and you're an entrepreneur, and even if you're not, if you have something that can help someone else get to that next level, it will help us all. All of
Yeah.
us. There's enough for everybody. Even though we see all these coaching programs, make yours unique because there's room for you in all of this coaching that's going on. There's room for you in network marketing. There's room for you in speaking and being an author. So don't try to keep us from being better,
Yes.
thinking you will be better. So Carmen, that is a lesson that I mean, I knew that from the moment that we met, that that was who you were. And you've learned that master connector very well.
Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Okay. Well, before we get ready to close, I want you to share how people can get the magazine for one,
Yes.
and then talk a little bit about your retreat and what that's going to involve and how people can connect with you if they're interested in being a part of it.
Awesome. Now, this is the part that I don't take lightly. When people give you an opportunity to get access to their network, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal, ladies. So, Cheryl, thank you for allowing me to share. So, when you guys come across this information, this podcast, I want you to check out bewellforwomen.com. There you will find the magazine. You can have the online copy for free. We're a quarterly publication, and you can actually order a print copy, and you can also take a look at our retreat that's coming up. We are having very small, intimate retreats, no more than 15, and then with no more than 20 women, because some of us act like COVID has gone, but it hasn't. It's still here. And so I'm creating these sacred places for women to come and share, relax, and be restored. So in January, we're going to be here in the beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. And then late April, early May, we're going to be in my hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
And so starting in 2023, we're going to be doing quarterly events, and we don't want anybody to be left behind, Cheryl. So in October, we're going to be launching our very first online retreat that's going to include several of our magazine contributors. So remember, it's bewellforwomen.com. And to connect with me, to connect with the magazine and our contributors, you'll find us all hanging out there.
And please check out the Be Well community. It is worth your time. Carmen, this has been such a great opportunity for me to have you on the podcast because we go way back.
Yes.
And we've done so many great things together. So for you to take the time to be here today, really appreciate it. And again, women, you can connect with Carmen at bewellforwomen.com. And don't forget that, just like I just almost did. And so, ladies, think about this as you go through the rest of this week. Think about ways that you can help someone else become better at what they are doing. Even if it's a tip, even if you just see something in going through and you see something that will help them, pick up the phone or send them an email or send them a text and say, I was thinking about you, and if you did this and this and this, it would probably help your business. Let's help each other to be more successful. And before we close, I want to remind you all that book 3 of the Becoming 50-Something book collaboration series is getting ready to start. Carmen was in our first book.
Yes.
And so we are having an informational meeting on tonight, actually, on today, the 8th at 6 p.m. If you want to get information on how to become a part of that collaboration project, then just connect with me in the comments, or you can email me at CherylGarrison7@gmail.com. This is a chance for you to share your story and do what Carmen and I have talked about all day, inspire and empower someone else. So ladies, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Carmen, any closing thoughts for our ladies out there?
Oh, I just have the deepest gratitude for you guys taking a moment to, listen in and make sure that you follow Cheryl Garrison and the 50-Something Lifestyle. We love our collaborative relationship, and thank you so much for listening in.
All right. Thank you all, and have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week.